United Kennel Club Stewarding Notes by Karen Peake, Hampton Roads Kennel Club, Head Steward. Welcome. This is not to replace the UKC Stewarding Binder. This is simply a set of notes to help stewards understand paperwork and keep their show running smoothly. No matter how many years you have stewarded, it's always a good idea to help refresh your skills. Remember, as a steward, you represent the club, the UKC, and yourself. Remember, your priority is your job as a steward. If there are too many distractions, such as playing on your phone, hanging out with friends, etc., this increases the chance for errors. Be polite and respectful of exhibitors and, of course, your judge. There is a fine line between being firm and being mean. You can be firm if needed without being mean. Communicate with the other stewards, especially if there are other events going on like rally or weight pull. Confirmation takes priority, but please do what you can to accommodate other people. As a steward, it is your responsibility to keep the show moving. A few things you can do are pay attention to what is going on around you. Pay attention to what the judge is doing. Pay attention to what breeds you need to call and what dogs are around you. The more you are distracted by playing games on your phone or on social media, hanging around with your friends, or watching the other ring, the more likely you are to make a mistake. When you call a breed, call the name clearly. If you cannot pronounce the name, don't do something silly. Don't try to make up a name that sounds like it. Ask for help. If you are asked by someone, especially a steward in another ring or another event, what breed is in the ring, check the judge sheet and not the looks of the breed. Why? Well, some breeds look similar. If it is a Presa Canario in the ring and you tell someone at another event outside the building it's the Cane Corso, well, that Rottweiler down at weight pull might think they have more time before they have to get up to the confirmation ring. Keep breeds queued up to keep things moving. When one breed is done, the next is ready to go. Remember, the longer we have to wait for things, the longer the show is going to run. If a mistake is found on the judge's sheet, remind the exhibitor that the show secretary is human, and please make sure for the following shows that the corrections were done between the group of breeds begins. For example, if the herding breeds are getting ready to begin and there was an error on, say, the German Shepherd paper, once that is corrected, suggest to the handler that they don't wait until German Shepherds are getting ready to go into the ring for the next shows before they make sure the corrections have been made. The same should go for class move-ups. Remember, show secretaries are human and might miss doing a move-up every now and then. No matter how well we try to run our ring, we will end up with ring conflicts. This is especially true if show 1 and show 2 run at the same time. Some UKC shows will have show 1 starting at, say, 9 o'clock in the morning, and show 2 will begin at 9:30. There is always a chance the show 2 judge will catch up to the show 1 judge. So, show 1 always goes first. If a breed has not been judged in show 1, then it cannot be shown in show 2. However, you can arrange breeds within a group to do all you can to make sure people get the chance to show all their dogs. For example, if a person is showing both English Cocker Spaniels and English Springer Spaniels, and show 2 has caught up with show 1. You can always move the Cocker Spaniels and the English Springer Spaniels down to the end of the gun dog group, provided this is the only exhibitor of those 2 breeds. If there is more than one exhibitor in a breed, the exhibitor with the conflict needs to have permission from the rest of the exhibitors before you make an order change. Stewards must communicate with each other. If you have walkie-talkies, please have them on and use them. Do not refuse to use walkie-talkies because you do not like them. What about absent dogs and dogs being scratched? If someone says the dog has been absent all weekend, still call the dog. You don't know if life got in the way for an exhibitor and they weren't able to make some shows, but they are exhibiting on that day. If someone says they are scratching a dog, still call the dog. Though rare, every so often you will get a disgruntled exhibitor who decides to try and sabotage their main competition. Again, this is extremely rare, but it happened to me once early on when I was stewarding. After you get the breed entry ringside, see who is there. If a dog is not present, call the breed, the class, and the armband number 3 times. Then the judge, not you, the judge, will mark the dog as absent. For example, Pooley, open female, 1, 2, 3, first call. Pooley, open female, 1, 2, 3, second call. Pooley, open female, 1, 2, 3, third call, you will be marked absent. Please note, some exhibitors will have to change dogs and armbands. Hopefully they or someone else will tell you so you can wait instead of calling the dog absent. Floating stewards. Though you are not at the table full time, you still have a very important job. So please, regularly check in with the stewards to see if they need a break or anything. When you cover a table, make sure you pay attention to the job and fill in forms if needed. Do not rearrange the table because you do not like the main steward setup. The steward should not have to come back to things not done. Managing exhibitors. Common complaints about stewards I have heard over the years and multiple clubs I have stewarded for is that some stewards are short-tempered, unwilling to help whenever possible, and rude. Remember, as a steward, you represent yourself, the club, and the United Kennel Club. Dog shows are stressful for the human exhibitors. Your attitude and how you work with them will go a long way to help diffuse their stress. Think about how you want to be treated and spoken to as an exhibitor. Now I'm going to go over a few things I have heard stewards say to people. So remember, your attitude and how you word things goes a long way with exhibitors. So check that attitude at the door. For example, if an exhibitor comes up to you with a question, how would you rather be treated as that exhibitor? I am busy, you need to wait. Or, please give me 1 moment to get this done and then I will be able to help you. I can't help, go find the show secretary. Or, I am sorry, that is a show secretary issue. The show secretary's table is, and then give directions. If you are not here when I call your breed, you will be marked absent. Or, okay, you are the only breed, so I can move you to the end of the group. Hopefully you can get out of show 1 in time to show here. If not, let me know and I will ask the judge if we can hold. Remember, you can be firm if needed while being polite. You do not need to be rude or snappy. Check that attitude at the door. The table, your domain. Keep it neat and organized. You should have pens, ballpoint, and not flare tip pens, cleanup materials, and possibly clipboards. Before the show begins, make sure you have all of your breed ribbons. You should also have placements 1 through 4 for each of the 8 groups. At the end of the day, make sure your table is set up for the next show if needed. Now, some exhibitors may return ribbons for the club to reuse. Please put them back in use every now and then. Do not leave them in a stack with the intent on dealing with it at the end. You'll be surprised how many ribbons you will end up collecting. The United Kennel Club has 8 groups: Guardian, Scent Hounds, Sight Hounds and Pariah Dogs, Gun Dogs, Northern, Herding, Terrier, Companion. The breeds in the groups do not always correspond to what you may be used to in other organizations. For example, standard poodles are gun dogs in the United Kennel Club. There may be no set times for breeds to begin after the show starts, so you need to pay attention. Each group of breeds will be judged in the same block, with the group competition immediately following. Therefore, after your herding breeds, you will have your herding group. After your gun dog breeds, you will have your gun dog group. After your terrier breeds, you will have your terrier group. Best in show is done at the end. Now let's take a look at the forms you will have as a steward. The show secretary will fill out the forms with the judge's name, judge's number, show 1 or 2, group, etc. And on the breed forms, all the entered dogs will be filled out based on the class. So this means you are going to have forms for each breed, group competitions, and best in show. You will also have altered forms for each breed that has an altered entry and altered best in show. Since altered groups are not always done due to lower entries, you may not have altered group forms. You may have forms for the non-licensed classes such as puppy, veteran, brace, etc., and best in show for each. As you go through the breed forms, take a quick check to make sure the correct judges' forms are in your stack. That means check the name. Remember, the show secretary is going to be handling hundreds of pages per show, and there can be 6 shows in a weekend. It is not unheard of for one judge to end up with another judge's form hiding in their paperwork. Make sure the judge signs each form when it is complete. Now let's look at filling out the forms. The judge fills out the junior and the breed forms. You do the groups in best in show. If there is a problem with a form, do not make the changes yourself. Get the show secretary. Clear with the show secretaries if they want you to do move-ups, and to make sure the move-up form gets from the exhibitor to the show secretary so the move-up change can be made for other shows that weekend. Print neatly when you do the group and best in show sheets. Fill out the group sheet as the judge finishes each breed. This is starred. We'll discuss this a little more in depth. Do not leave filling out forms for groups or best in show until the end. Do it as the breed or group is finished. Now, this is why you do not fill out the group sheets before the breeds are shown. So we're going to pretend on this form that you have a little bit of a break, so you decide you are going to fill out the entire gun dog group sheet before the breeds are actually done. So looking at the American Water Spaniel, you will see there are 2 shown in breed. The Boykin Spaniel, you have 1. The Clumber Spaniel, you have 1. The Cocker Spaniel, you have 3 on the judge's sheet. The English Cocker Spaniel, you have 1. English Springer Spaniel, there are 4 listed on the sheet. Golden Retriever 12, Labrador Retriever 9, Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retriever 2, Multicolored Standard Poodle 16, Portuguese Water Dog 1, and Standard Poodle 12. Mistakes will happen, but we do not want to knowingly set up for mistakes. When we pre-fill out the group sheets before breeds have been shown, we increase the chance of mistakes. So, this is what ended up showing. Look, none of the American Water Spaniels were there. Only 1 Cocker Spaniel showed. Only 8 Golden Retrievers showed. So, you'll notice under Multicolored Standard Poodle, I have 16 here, but 17 showed because 1 dog was accidentally left off the form. No Portuguese water dogs. Would you want to have your form looking like this? No. Therefore, wait until the judge has completed the breed before you fill out your group form. Calling exhibitors for juniors, breed, groups, and best in show. The breed abbreviations will be on the forms. However, you want to call the breed name in full. The UKC has a list of breed abbreviations and varieties online if there are none provided by the club. Some breed initials are close, like GSP and GSD, or PBGV and GBGV. Calling the name in full reduces the chance the abbreviations will be heard wrong. Other breeds have names close in sound, Pumi and Puli, so speak clearly. For example, when I call breeds ringside, I like to do something like this. I need ringside, multicolored standard poodles. I should have 3 class females, 5 class males, 6 champions, and 4 grand champions. After them will be the Portuguese water dogs. Now ringside, make sure you have the correct number for each class and that the exhibitors are there with their armbands. Look for move-ups. There will be an MU next to the dog or junior handler information, and the entry information will be moved to the now correct spot. Then give the form to the judge and tell the judge what they have. You have 6 class males, no class females, 2 champions, and there is a move-up, so you now have 4 grands. Some judges like when stewards do this as a courtesy. Begin getting breed winners organized for the group competition as the last breed or 2 of that grouping are in the ring. Best in show will be done at the end of both shows 1 and 2 if the shows are running at the same time. Now let's take a look at the different forms you will have at your table. Some of them I have color-coded so you can see the different blocks. In junior show, all the non-licensed classes will go first, and the first place winners will not come back for best junior. The class order is Pee-wee, sub-junior, and pre-junior. The regular classes will have the first place in each class come back for best junior. The order for these classes are novice junior, open junior, novice senior, open senior. And I've highlighted these in this sort of light purple lavender color. Now let's look at your breed classes. This is for a breed with no varieties, and this will be done for both regular and altered. First, all the male classes are judged in the order on the sheet. So it will be puppy, junior, adult, open, and B/H, which stands for breeder handler. The winner from each class will come back for best male. After best male comes reserve best male. If there were 2 males in the class that the best male was awarded from, the second place will come back in and be judged for reserve. You will repeat this for all the female classes. Now, the best male and best female will compete for best of winners. This is done before the champion and grand classes. Now, the champion class will be judged. Lastly is the grand champion class. For best of breed, you will call back the grand champion, and the best of winners. And remember, groups are done after each breed grouping. Let's take a look at the Confirmation Judges book for licensed classes. Remember, males first, then you will do the best male. These I have highlighted in light blue. Female second, then best females. These I've highlighted in pink. Then you'll get your best of winners. So, your best male, the judge will fill out here. The reserve will be filled out here. Your best female will be filled out here. The reserve best female will be filled out there. Remember, that is done by the judge. From here, you will get your best of winners. Next will be your champion class, and then your grand champion class. Your best of breed is the grand champion, and best of winners. These will all return to the ring. Now let's look at breeds with varieties. This goes for both the regular and the altered. Now, I chose for the pictures the Belgian Shepherd breeds. In the United Kennel Club, Belgian Shepherd dogs are considered a varieted breed, where in other registries they might be considered separate breeds. So, for the Belgian Shepherd dogs, you might have the Lacanois, the Malinois, the Tervuren, and the Grenadale. The variety will be listed on the form. You only need to worry about the varieties at the class level. Each variety will have its own form for the classes. Champions and grands are not divided by variety and will be listed on one of the forms, so look at the forms and let the judge know. You will do all the males of one variety. The class winners of each variety will compete for best male of variety and reserve. You will repeat for each variety. Then the best male from each variety will compete for best male and reserve best male. Repeat the same for the females. Now you do best of winners. Then you will do the champions, the grand champions, and best of breed. Now let's look at the Confirmation Judges book for breed with varieties. We have our Belgian Shepherd dogs. Remember, they are a variety breed. So here we're going to look at our Malinois. We will start doing all the males of this variety. From here, the judge will fill out best male of variety and reserve best male of variety. But we stop here. Now we go on to the Tervuren variety. We do all the males of this variety. The judge will mark the best male of variety and the reserve best male of variety. If there are Grenadales and Lacanois, you would do the same. Then the best Malinois, the best Tervuren, the best Grenadale, the best Lacanois from the male classes will all come back in for best male. Then you repeat the same for the females. After that, your best overall male and your best overall female will come back in for best of winners. After that is done, the champion and the grand champion classes are done. Because remember, these are not divided by variety. Now let's take a look at the group sheets. These you fill out. The best of each breed goes on the correct group form. So let's take a look at this group form. This is for Show 1, regular classes. It is a group sheet, and it's for the guardian dogs. The show secretary will check what the form is for. For example, as I showed you, this is for Show 1, regular. It's for the groups, and the group is guardian. For altered, remember the breed winners often go directly onto the altered best in show form. Therefore, you might have several breeds from the same group on the altered best in show. Like from the terrier group, you could have the Scottie, a Rat Terrier, and a Jack Russell. For the companions, you could have a Poodle, a Pug, and a Pomeranian, all going into altered best in show. Print neatly and copy the UKC number as it is on the judge's form. For example, A123, 456, A123-456, A123-456-X, or TL, this stands for temporary listing, 123456. Now, there are some differently laid out forms floating around, so please check as you fill them in. For example, this form starts with the UKC number, then breed, armband, place, and number shown in breed. Other forms might have the breed first, then the armband number, then the placement, then the UKC number, whatever. There are just some different forms floating around there, so look before you fill out. For the number of dogs shown in breed, if a dog enters the ring, it goes in as shown, even if the judge excuses or the dog is disqualified. Absent dogs do not go on that count as they were not shown to the judge. The show secretary will take care of the number of dogs entered at the top for the recording fee. That is right here. For the non-licensed classes, these are your, let's highlight them for you. Novice puppy, male, novice puppy, female. Veteran male, veteran female, stud dog, brood bitch, or brace. So make sure you look at not only the breed, but also what non-licensed class you are having the judge do. For ribbons, you will generally have a class placement and best of breed. There will be no winners, etc. However, if you have a first place male and a first place female, they will go back in for best puppy, best brace, best veteran, whatever. So again, like with the altereds, you could have breeds from the same group in best in show, such as labs, goldens, and multicolored standard poodles, all from the gun dog group. Now let's look at best in show. The show secretary will check on the form what it is for, very similar to the group sheet. So this one is, let's take a look. Show 2, altered, best in show. The group winner goes on the best in show form. For altered, the breed winners, again, will often go directly onto the altered best in show form, as there are often not enough altered dogs to do groups. With the non-licensed classes, the winners from each breed will also go on their own best in show form. Final notes. Never be afraid to ask the show chair, show secretary, or a more experienced steward for help or advice. Ask the judges if there are specific ways they want things done. If you are unsure of what you are doing, ask to shadow an experienced steward for a little bit. Pay attention and be polite. And never forget you are representing your club, the UKC, and yourself.